it's Melissa. If you are looking to make full color heat transfers for t-shirts and other types of garments at home, the Roland BN220A is perfect. So I'm going to show you how you can go about printing and cutting your first transfers at home, and they come out great. So this is not only print, it is also contour cut right on, all in one machine, in one action. First it prints, then it cuts, and I'm going to show you how easy this is, and I'm going to show you a couple of tips along the way, including how I mask HTV without bubbles. These transfers can then be sold directly to your customers, or you can put them on finished goods and sell that. Let's go. Okay, so the way the Roland BN220 and also BN220A, that's what this model of the machine is, the way that those machines work is that first they print. You can import any of your files. This is a full color file. I think it is actually from a bundle that's called like Made for Sublimation. Regardless, it's a full color image. So what's going to happen is you're going to bring the image into the Roland software. With the BN2 models, it includes a really easy software for adding cut lines in just 1 or 2 clicks. So you're going to print, and then the cut lines that have been added in the software will cut. So it's going to contour cut exactly where you tell it. If you want to add a bleed so that you don't get any white edges, you can do that. If you want to add a white edge, people like to do that with the vinyl stickers, you can do that as well. Then you can also add other options. Right here, what it's doing is just sheet cutting, so that I don't have to manually cut it off the roll myself. This is 20 inches wide. I don't want to waste a whole lot of material behind. You can probably see on the left there's a bunch of material. I can actually use that scrap later. So once the material has been print and cut, then you're just going to treat this exactly like any other printable vinyl. The only thing you do need to keep in mind is because it's printed, the printed side is face up. So the adhesive side is what's down on the sheet. So then you need to move into weeding, and then I'm going to show you how to transfer this. It is obviously then time to weed. Now this is a super thin HTV. I love it because it's so thin, but the backing is kind of a static. And so the smaller areas of the design, like the stars specifically, they want to come up. So just be careful as you're weeding. I try to hold them down a bit. Now, once you are done weeding, and as I mentioned, in this case, I added a bleed. That's why you can see that little bit of a black line on the weeded vinyl, because it basically an internal contour cut. All right. Now it is time to mask this, because the adhesive side of the HTV, as you know, is on the clear carrier sheet. So we need to make that area exposed so that we can adhere it to our shirt. So to do that, we need to use a mask. So this is a heat safe mask, and Caesar makes it, or there's others that make it as well, but I cut it down to be the same size as the transfer, maybe a little bit larger. And this is a lined material as well. So you're gonna peel the liner off, exposing the sticky mask. Keep the liner, you're gonna want that. And then what you wanna do is kind of hold it in a U shape and set the center down first. Now, I don't try to get this to stick really well myself. The key here is using a cold laminator. So I'm going to show you exactly how and why I do that in a second, but before I do that, in order to avoid my transfer getting stuck in the laminator, I trim off any edges so that there's no sticky material that is exposed. And then all you're going to do is take your cold laminator. This is a crank, like hand crank one. I got it off Amazon. It's 14 inches, which works perfect for pretty much all, t-shirt transfers. And you just crank it through. I crank it, 2 or 3 times through there. And then that's all you have to do. It gets all the bubbles out. It makes a it's like burnished really well. And then what you need to do is you need to separate this. So we need to take the transfer off. You're going to do this really quick and rip it like a Band-Aid. I know it's scary, but the faster you do it, the fewer bubbles you're going to get. Now, that white that you're seeing on my transfer is actually the adhesive side. I set it back down on the backing of the original mask sheet, and now at this point I am either ready to sell the transfer just like this, or I can place it directly on my design, or on my surface, and that's what I did here. You saw how easily that peeled off. Then I'm just going to place it, in this case, on a bag. I'm using a Swing Design heat press. This is the slide out version. About 305 for about 20 seconds is all you really need, and then you'll just be able to peel the transfer sheet off, and your transfer, full color transfer, will be there. And obviously, because you cut with a bleed, you don't have any little extra white edges. And I love how this one came out. If you're looking for the design, I will link that in the description below as well. This is actually considered a sublimation or DTF design, but obviously you can use it with your Roland because you're looking for full color images there as well. And this one, weeded really easily. This was a cold peel, so it just weeded a lot easier once it was cooled. You can repress it if you want, and that's all there is to it. I get a lot of questions from people who are moving from a vinyl cutter or a sublimation printer or something like that into an eco-solvent printer, and they get worried. How am I going to cut this learning curve? How am I going to figure out how to use this machine? And don't worry, I actually offer one-on-one help, same-day support, not only with Silhouette, but also with Roland as well. It's all done through Silhouette U. So if you're looking for personalized help, if you're looking to just merge this into your business without a whole lot of disruption, if you really want to grow your business and offer some additional options for your customers, but you're a little bit worried about the amount of time it's going to take to learn, the fastest way to learn is through Silhouette U. I do have a coupon for you. It's in the description below. It is YouTube. Will give you half off your first payment. So I hope to see you guys over there. See you later.